You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly. You have successfully joined the webcast. Please stand by. The meeting will begin shortly.
Good morning. My name is Joan Kestner, and as chair, I now call to order the meeting of the directors of the Erie Canal Harbor Development Corporation for Monday, February 9th, 2026. I'd like to take a moment to thank Debbie Royce for all her work and the incredible ESD staff for all the work they do for our projects. And I would like to recognize our board present. We have Connie Lighton, Claire Bright, Dan Castle, representing County Executive Mark Poloncarz, Leslie Zemsky, and our president, Mark Wendell. I would like to note for the record that this meeting is being webcast. We welcome public comment on today's agenda items. I will note for the record that the public was given the opportunity to comment on the agenda items by submitting their written comments by 9 a.m. today. And I also like to state for the record that no comments were received from the public concerning today's agenda items. I will also note that we do not have members of the public attending today's meeting. The directors have received the relevant written materials in advance of today's meeting and are free to ask questions at any time. Before we begin with the substantive portion of the meeting, I would like to ask the directors whether anyone has any potential conflict of interest with respect to any of the agenda items. If so, I would ask you to please make an appropriate disclosure on the record at this time. We will then be sure that you recuse yourself from any discussion or vote regarding such items. None? Right. Our first order of business is the approval of the minutes of the director meetings of September 8th of 2025. Are there any questions, comments, additions, or deletions of those minutes? If not, I will entertain a motion for approval. So moved. Please, second. Second. Thank you. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. Now I'd like to ask Mark Wendell, ECHGC's president, to present the two items on today's agenda. Please start us off with the authorization of the corporation to, among other things, adopt the modified general project plan for the Outer Harbor Civic and Land Use Improvement Project. Mark, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Chair Kestner. Yes, this is the next step as we move forward with our cruise terminal design. The general project plan, which was approved and went through a public process in 2020 and then affirmed by this board in 2021, has contained all the elements for our cruise terminal. It talks about the slip being available for commercial watercraft. It talks about public buildings, amenities, small parking lot, reducing the size of it. And this location is where, if you remember, where the former Pier restaurant was. And it's been sitting vacant there for a number of times, a lot of broken up concrete. So as we have been progressing with the project, we now have a little bit more information that we can provide into the details of it. So there's a couple little insertions on the topic. It's clarifying that commercial watercraft will include ferries, cruise boats, etc. And it also talks about the modification, talks about which is shown on page 3. It talks about how the buildings, the amenity buildings, and we're still going to have a smaller parking area. We're still going to be able to receive commercial vessels, but it also is going to talk about how our public buildings also going to help provide the arrival of the cruise passengers, with the customs building being part of that. So we'll have a public feature with restrooms and amenities attached to a commercial customs building to receive the cruise ships in the exact area we talk about. So this is very exciting. We're very excited to help continue this process to move along, and getting excited with the cruise ships. And the anticipation is that the project will go forward in the next couple of years and be ready to receive our guests in the next 2 years. So with that, the directors are being asked to adopt the MGPP. It will be authorized a public hearing on the MGP pursuant to the New York State Urban Development Corporation Act and in accordance with other applicable laws, and authorize all related actions.
Thank you, Mark. Are there any questions or comments from the directors with regard to this item?
When do you hold the public hearing?
We will, we can't have it for at least 10 days, but we're going to look at a date to have it. And that meeting is only to comment on the 2 insertions. It's just that part of it that the public would be able to comment on. So it's it's just those little clarifications or definitions.
This is exciting. We're launching a great project for our area, so we're very happy. As noted earlier, we do not have any comments from the public with regard to this item. I will now entertain a motion for approval. So moved.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All right, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The motion carries. Mark, please continue and present the final item on today's agenda, a request for the corporation to amend its contract with Crowley Webb in connection with the Buffalo Waterfront marketing campaign.
Thank you, Chair. Crowley Webb, we engaged a contract with them back in March of 2024 to help us promote the Erie Canal Bicentennial. With that included advertising purchases, billboards that we had. That contract also included the improvements to our Buffalo Waterfront website. We were coming to the end of a contract. We needed a new host. We needed to, kind of redevelop that a little bit. So over the last year and a half or so, they've been making those improvements, and they've helped us really help promote the bicentennial, we thought, through social media and other events. What we're looking to do here is amend the contract to go through to the end to March of 2028. So it's adding a year onto their contract. But we're looking, a lot of things in the last year have changed with Canal side and the Outer Harbor. So we need to improve. We have to continue to improve our website to be able to offer the calendars and to offer the new entities. We opened up Arrow and Pony at Wilson Point late in the summertime. We need to get that up on the board, up on our website. We talk about the cruise terminal. We need to add a page for the cruise terminal so people understand what that is going to be involved. And we want to continue to help promote what we have going on at Canal side. We want to promote the shuttle bus that we have going around and that are picking up people at parking lots and bringing them down. And we want to be able to promote the entities, the Waterway of Change exhibit, the carousel, explore more our restaurants. And we want to incorporate that also into our website. So we extended this contract. We're putting some additional funding in there to do some more media purchases, billboards, social media, come up with an overall Outer Harbor plan, an overall Canal side plan to help promote people, to remind them that Canal side and Outer Harbor have this to offer. And so it falls along the lines of the same scope that they had. It's just that we're going to continue, and also includes in there probably one of the most critical things for a website is the monthly hosting, to make sure that we, have that upgrades and they make sure that it's operable for people to use that. And that monthly hosting will continue all the way to the end of March of 2027, 28 actually, March of 2028. So as I mentioned, this term contract, we're going to extend them to March 31st, 2028. We are looking to increase the amendment with a total amount of $503,500. The base amount of that is $328,500, and with a contingency of $175,000. The contingency could help us with, additional media purchase if we want. It could help us with, and it's as needed. If it doesn't have to be used, but it's as needed for that. They will continue under this contract, having to meet the participation goals of 30% MWBE and 6% SDVOB throughout the term of this contract. As this is type 2 action, as defined by New York, there's no further environmental review required at this time. So at this point, I'll ask the directors to make a determination of responsibility with respect to the proposed consultant, Carly Webb. Authorize the corporation to enter into a contract amendment with Carly Webb to extend their contract for 1 year, that's to March 31st, 2028, for an amount not to exceed $503,500. That includes a base fee of $328,500 and $175,000 contingency.
Thank you, Mark, and absolutely what you mentioned, they bring such value to our plans. The fact that there's going to be so much construction going down in that area, that all of this information is going to be very helpful to our citizens, so thank you. Any other questions or comments from the directors with regard to this item?
No, you go first.
Mark, I have a question. As part of this marketing, will informing the public of where they're able to park be part of it?
Yes, and I think that's one of the things we're trying to upgrade with our parking, with our website as well, though we have a map, is try to get that information of where you can park, the shuttle map, and we want to make sure that's very clear on our website, and we want to be able to provide that to our neighbors as well, if they want to put it, if Explore More or want to put it on their website or a link to it. That way we want to make sure we identify that all what is available to those that are coming down the canal side for the day or for the week.
It kind of leads into my question. You have hosting, but then you have maintaining the website. I spent some time on it this morning, and I was happy to see a pop-up that the ice closed early, so that was very current. There's some links that to me are missing, like there's a listing and there's 10 items that it's just listing rather than, it would be so easy to add a link, things like that. And then when you talk about these upgrades, is it Be Our Guest? Is it your team? Who works with Carly Webb? We'd like a little more dynamism to the website, or let's get this more prominent, or the whole kind of UX user experience.
So I think the monthly that we pay for hosts and everything, that's Carly Webb that help make sure if there's links are broken, that's them that have to fix it.
But putting the links on.
So Be Our Guest and our team work together collaboratively with Carly Webb about going through the content, how's it working, where the improvements can go. They give us suggestions. We provide suggestions for what is missing. So it's a collaboration to get that open. We do have the ability to input our own information, updates on projects or hours of operation. So we do have that. And that's one of the things that when we went through this process with improvements with Carly Webb initially, making it more user-friendly in the backside for us is something that was really important. So it is one of those things where we do have the ability. Not everybody has that. We have certain people that have access, so we can control it. But we do have the ability to make those inputs, and if something that goes beyond that, then we can reach out to Carly Webb to help us with that.
Okay, I'd encourage to look through where's the place that we could add a link to more information on kayak rental. I realize it's not.
And that's one of the things we're hoping to do here. I think we need to add more information.
The directory is a great idea.
We've talked with our neighbors here and everything that we think we need to pull some more links in with them support, try to, the hours of operation for the restaurants and everything. So it's really kind of, if you're on that site, you don't have to go clicking many places. So that's part of this process of trying to keep on improving and hearing what people are looking for, keep on improving.
Great. And if any of the board members see anything that needs to be improved, feel free to call me.
Yeah, or just talk separately. Just because I'm living through all this and it's so easy to not be on the site, thinking, you fixed it once and then you're not worried about it. And I'm guilty of it.
No problem. Anybody else have any comments? Okay. All right. As noted earlier, we do not have any comments from the public with regard to this item. I will now entertain a motion for approval. So moved.
So moved.
Thank you. Second? Second. Thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you. The motion carried. Now there being no further business, may I have a motion to adjourn this meeting? Oh, go ahead.
Seeing how I represent the county executive, I'd be remiss without asking for an update on Heritage Point. We've talked about it a little bit. I don't know if there's anything to be shared.
The latest updates we've been receiving from the development team is that we're talking about construction starting in March. So we're moving forward. Like, you know, I can tell you that I saw a national field truck out at the site last week, helping put a meter for the temporary thing. So, and there's been some people out there getting cleared up. It looks like they're ready to get things moving. So we've been talking about, it's nice that we've been talking about construction starting in March. I think we all would like it as soon as possible, but now we're moving forward. They're wrapping up all their financial closings, which they have more information on, but we have been now targeting the start of the resumption of construction at that site in March.
I know that at the last meeting, the county executive was here. I talked about sending around regular or weekly updates, I guess, like that was done for the Bill Stadium, just to keep people apprised of what the status is on a regular basis. I mean, it was in the minutes last week, but
Right.
just, you know, hopefully there'll be plans to, you know, to do that here as well.
It's a little different because it's a private, but they do give us updates, but it's run by them, but we have talked about the frequency of that with them.
Okay, just, I think the issue is just making sure that the stakeholders are aware of what is going on. Tend to assume nothing's going on if you don't see something going on. Just keeping that on the front burner. Thank you.
Any other concerns? Now there being no further business, I have a motion. Do I have a motion to adjourn this meeting? Second. Carol, thank you. All in favor? Any opposed? Thank you to everyone for your participation in today's meeting, for coming out this cold day. Thank you very much.
Cold and gorgeous out there.
I know.
Thanks, Deb.
Thank you.